What makes you happy about being clean? I love being sober because my life is good today. Like today, now that I'm sober and I'm not using drugs and alcohol, like I have money saved in the bank. Me and my husband don't have fights at all. One thing about me when we were in active addiction was because we were both in active addiction, we would get into a lot of arguments. You know what I'm saying? And so we would argue about stupid stuff. And it would cause like little arguments that, um, you know, how do I say this? I don't like to say they're stupid arguments, but they were stupid arguments. They were arguments that could have been avoided. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times, the reason why me and my husband would argue in active addiction would be because um, I would steal all the drugs and not let him have any of them, or I would hide them and I would hoard them for myself. I'm fixing to get on my from my phone so my lips will match um, with my. Hey, my love. Like, bam. Okay, is that better? Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I had to end the live stream from my laptop because it was like not matching my lips. So let's keep on talking. So I love being sober now because, like I said, me and my husband don't get into any arguments like we used to get into. We like can save money. We can be better parents to our son. And that was one thing that like I felt a lot of guilt and shame about during my active addiction was the fact that I was using substances and I had my little boy, you know. I was fortunate enough that my son was taken from me when he was 1 year old, okay? And I say fortunate because I didn't want my son to see me like that all his life, you know. And so him being taken away from me at an early age when he was just a baby, it ended up being the best thing that could have happened to me because now he doesn't remember any of that. He doesn't remember his mama using drugs. In fact, he never saw me high. He was literally a baby when it happened, you know? So those are the two things that I love the most about being sober is that me and my husband don't have fights at all anymore. And the only thing that me and my husband ever disagree on, okay, is what TV show we're going to watch or because I'm spending too much money on opals. And so, honey, if that's all I'm getting in trouble for is spending too much money on opal jewelry, then I guess I'm winning. I am winning. So, and then having my little boy be proud of me, you know, that means the world to me. He always tells his friends that what I do for a living, that I help people get sober. And he'll go, Mom, tell him what you do for a job. My mom does YouTube. My mom does this. My mom does that. And he's proud of me. And that makes me feel good too, that my son is proud of me, you know? So ask me any questions y'all want to know about my sobriety, about how I got here to my sobriety. And I'll try to just keep on talking as I go, but I would love for you guys to ask me because it makes it easier when you ask the questions for me to just keep on going and reading your questions as we go. Okay. Okay. In fact, I'm going to get on this in the comment section and I'll even put some comments too. So, you know, a lot of people get started using drugs and alcohol from like maybe an injury, like a chronic pain or something that happened to them where they got placed on like opiates or something like that. That's not how my addiction started at all. My addiction actually started because I was really, really young and really insecure. Okay. And I struggled with my weight. And I used to, you know, really base a lot of my self-worth off of how much my body weighed. And if my body was not skinny, then I felt like I was not good enough. I felt like I was less than. Have you ever drank in moderation during your recovery? I've drank one drink a couple times in my 5 years clean. So that's a great question, Elle, and I'm glad that you asked that. First of all, I want to preface this by saying this. I do not recommend you drink in recovery. I do not recommend you try to do anything in moderation in recovery. It's better safe than sorry, okay? But with that being said, back in 2021, 2022, I fell upon this account on TikTok, and the account was all about drinking and using drugs in moderation. It was an account where basically they were telling you that everything that you ever learned about addiction is wrong. And I really started getting curious, and I started following this account, right? And I started listening to everything that they were saying. And one of the things that they always talked about to get people's attention was drinking in moderation. Okay. And so I started getting really curious. So me and my husband, first I went on a business trip with my boss, Austin. Austin is not a drug addict. He's not in recovery. He's a regular, normal person. I went on a business trip with Austin and Mayar, my coworker. Mayar is also not a drug addict. He's a regular person. So it was me, Austin, and Mayar, right? And we were on Nashville, Tennessee, on the Strip. And they were both drinking, and we were bar hopping all night long till like midnight. Okay. At like 10 o'clock, we had this like haunted hotel, like this thing where we went on this like haunted cruise where they took us around and we walked the whole Strip, and we looked at all the haunted areas in Nashville. And so up until about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, we were hopping from bar to bar. Right. And it was like I went to like 3 bars, and I kept saying, no, I don't need anything to drink. No, I don't need anything to drink. No, I don't need anything to drink. And then I just finally said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to have a drink. And I ordered a amaretto sour. It was $13 and change. Bitch, I drank three amaretto sours and couldn't even catch a buzz. I was pissed. So I said, fuck this shit. I'm never going to do that again. I was so mad because to me, there's no other reason to drink alcohol than to get drunk. Okay. So when I couldn't even catch a buzz drinking these stupid amaretto sours on this damn business trip, I got hella pissed. Okay. What a waste of fucking 13 times 3, $39, $40, right? And so I was like, I'll never do that again. That was really fucking stupid. Well, then last year, me and my husband and my son went on a vacation to Eureka Springs, and we went to a Mexican restaurant, and I ordered a margarita, and I drank a little bit of the margarita, and then I was like, never mind. And I gave the rest to my husband. But yeah, I've only drank twice in my whole 8 years of being sober. And honestly, it was a waste. I wish I hadn't have done it. You know, I wish I hadn't done it because it was a waste of money. But the main reason why I had done it was for the very reason that you're saying, Elle. Sometimes I just want to be a normal person, right? And I had always been told by people in AA and NA and different recovery places that if I drank alcohol, it would definitely lead me back to methamphetamine. That's not true. Nothing is going to possess you and take you back to your drug of choice. You have the power to choose every single day what the fuck you do with your life. Okay? If you want to drink alcohol and then go smoke crack, that's what the fuck you're going to do. But you don't have to do that. And I learned that through those experiences, that just because I had a fucking margarita on my vacation didn't mean I was going to end up with a fucking rig in my arm shooting meth. I choose what I do today, and no substance or anybody else controls me and tells me what to do. But with that being said, it's taken me 8 years to get to a point where I know that about myself today. I know that no one else is going to control me or make me do anything that I don't want to do. I don't want to get high on methamphetamine today. I don't want to shoot cocaine today. I don't want to take Xanax today. I don't want to smoke crack today. And I don't want to be drunk and disconnected from my family and not enjoy my family. So that's why I choose not to do those things. Were your parents or any other older family members addicts while you were younger and growing up? No. My mother and father are the only family members that I knew when I was growing up. And because my mom is from California, Whittier, California, and my dad is from Long Island, New York. Brooklyn is where he was born and raised, but they moved to Long Island when he was 17 or 18. And so the only extended family that I knew was my grandma and grandpa's, but they both lived in California and New York, so I never really got to see them, right? I remember one summer in particular, we went to California to stay for a couple months, probably like 3 months. It was the whole summer, basically. And my grandpa drank beer, and he would speak Spanish to me and tell me to go get beers out of the refrigerator for him. But that's really the most that I ever seen anybody ever doing was drinking beer. My mom and dad are both straight edge. They don't drink or do drugs. My dad used to smoke pot and snort cocaine. My dad's a speed freak. But when he had me, when my mother and father had me, my dad threw the cocaine and the weed away and has never done it again. I think a lot of us in recovery from drugs like heroin and meth do the similar thing with alcohol in recovery, but are scared to talk about it. Thank you for the honesty. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. One of the ways that I learned that I don't want to do that with alcohol is by seeing what Jessica Kent did with alcohol and seeing how it's like almost an obsession of hers. Hey, Mindy, love you, girl, to want to be able to drink like a normal person. And here's the thing. Seeing her do that and seeing my friend Matt drink himself to death almost, okay, are the two main reasons why I don't fucks with alcohol, okay? And please excuse my skin, y'all. I got a chemical burn from some fucked up skincare that I used, and it's really got my eyes fucked up. So if I look funny, that's why. And it suck. So let me put my glasses back on so I don't look as bad. But today, I don't want to be impaired. I don't want to change the way I feel because I love my life today. And that's what each one of us has to get to. When you're choosing to impair yourself, drinking alcohol, taking drugs, smoking, whatever it is, it's because you aren't happy with where you're at in life, okay? If you have to change the way you feel, it's because you don't like how you feel. So you want to change it and use a substance to make you feel different, right? And so I don't want to change the way I feel because I enjoy my life today. I actually enjoy what I do. I love helping other people. I love sharing my story with you guys. I love encouraging people to stay sober because when you stay sober, like this year, my 8 years sober, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I'm just now getting to a place where I like actually really know who I am. Like, I know full well what my beliefs are. I know full well what I enjoy and what I like to do. I'm learning about myself so much more than I ever have in all the years that I've been sober. Up until this 8-year sobriety birthday in July, I had been trying to find what works for me. What am I? What am I? Am I a Matt advocate? Am I a this, that? Am I that? And I was trying to find this like myself. And this year, finally, I found what works for me best, what's best for me, and the power within myself. And every single one of us has the power in ourselves. Every single one of us. I'm afraid to take an over-the-counter vitamin nowadays compared to the pills I used to pop. It's crazy. Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to be the same way with that too, Nick. And that's another thing. Like, I used to be so afraid to take a pain pill if I had to go to the hospital and had an injury. You guys, drugs don't control you, okay? You have the power of choice. They don't just magically come into your brain and make you choose to do bad things. Okay, that's not something that happens over an extended period of time of use, right? And so if you stay connected with a support system, you stay connected with your mentor or sponsor, accountability partners, and you have something going on in your life where you need to take a medication, right? Then you just are honest about it. You set a plan up. You say, hey, L, I have to take these hydrocodone. They're prescribed to me. I'm supposed to take one a day for pain. Can you hold this bottle for me so that way you can give me one hydrocodone a day so that way if anything happens, I don't get out of control. And that's what you do. You set up a plan. Okay. The only time I've ever lost control is when I was using for many, many years, right? And what happens is it's because it's because I got to a point where I bottomed out. I bottomed out and I felt like drugs had a control over me, right? But at the end of the day, are you okay, Paco? Drugs didn't have control over me, okay? I was giving them control. I was allowing myself to be controlled by these substances because all I had to do was stop and get help, right? And so now I'm all about helping people understand and empowering people. Okay, empowering you to understand that you have the choice to make. You can make the changes. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstances. You don't have to die from the disease of addiction. You don't have to end up drunk with a crack pipe in your mouth. Okay, you can do this. I think that's really important for people to understand that, you know? So those are the 2 times I've drank in my sobriety. And like I said, it was one-time situations. Okay. I've never gotten drunk in my sobriety. Okay. Because I don't drink enough to do that. And it's like I said, it's not something that I want to do. I don't want to change the way I feel. I want to be able to come on here and be honest and authentic with you guys and share with you guys what I'm going through and how I'm feeling, you know? When you get to a certain point in your life where you have, I built my life on a foundation of sobriety, right? And even though I'm not completely happy with where I am physically in my body, like with my weight, I'm so fucking proud of where I am mentally with my mind and how much I have overcome in the period of time that I've been sober, you know? 8 years is a long damn time to be sober, dude. That's a long damn time. And I'm really fucking proud of myself. And I think you guys should be proud of yourselves as well. It feels good to be sober. At least it does for me. So, and I also want people to know that just because I don't work, the 12 steps, you know, doesn't mean that I don't support you if you choose to work the 12 steps. Okay. I want y'all to understand that. I got away from working the 12 steps because they were no longer something that was benefiting me. It was started to kind of turn against me. Okay. I think it was just because I was growing past that. But when I first got sober, the first 4 years of my sobriety, I was in AA, baby, every single day, going to meetings, calling my sponsor, working the 12 steps, reading the bid book, helping other people, sponsoring other people. That was an intricate part of my sobriety when I first got sober, you know? And so if that is what is working for you right now, work that shit. Work it. Work whatever it is that helps you stay sober, you know? Hey, what's up, Miss Kitch? How you doing, baby? To me, as people who have like a platform in recovery and that make social media content, like I think it's important for us to realize that people look up to us and people are watching our content. And so like I'm even trying to be more mindful of the things that I say just in passing because I don't want to influence anyone to do anything that could hurt themselves or make a bad choice, you know? The steps themselves are amazing, okay? The steps are great, okay? Like they helped me to learn how to take responsibility for a lot of the things that I did in active addiction. They helped me learn how to make amends. Okay. They helped me learn how to show through my actions instead of through my pie hole. Okay. And they were amazing. What to me got a little negative and got to be not healthy was the people in the program who would disown you if you didn't come to 3 meetings in a row because they all thought you relapsed. And you're like, damn, man, I got a kid. And that's what started to happen to me. Like, I had three or, well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I had 4 years sober, and I didn't make it to a meeting every single day. And people would be whispering behind my back like I had relapsed or something. And it was like, no, I'm a mom and I have a child. And I'm not about to bring my kid to fucking meetings every fucking day with me. Because to me, that's not healthy for my son to sit there and listen to other people talking about what their problems are all day long. You know, he already has to listen to me, you know? So now, you know, a lot of what I do now for my recovery is like accountability based recovery, where a lot of it is checking in with people that I look up to. Like Dr. B is somebody that I check in with that helps me stay sober. He's also somebody that I look up to that's really fucking smart, so I can run things by him when I'm struggling with things. He was the person that I went to in 2022, 2021, when I was contemplating using methamphetamine in moderation. Y'all didn't know about that story, did y'all? I have to make a whole video about that for y'all, but because my old channel got deleted, right? But I'll just tell you the short end of it. I had been watching these people on TikTok, and they were talking about using substances in moderation. And I had basically talked myself into maybe I could use methamphetamine in moderation. And I was planning it. I had mapped out how I was going to try to obtain methamphetamine so I could use it in moderation. So before I made the big jump to try and make that plan happen, I called Dr. B and told him exactly all the things that I had been learning, and he snapped me out of my psychosis. I was basically in a fucking moderation psychosis, thinking that I could do that. And I'll be honest with you guys, sure, sort of like microdosing. Yes, Nick, exactly like microdosing is what my mind was telling me. Now, at the time, you have to know what was going on to understand my mindset. At the time, I had been to my doctor 3 times with a diagnosis showing him, he was my family care practitioner, showing him that I had been diagnosed with ADHD and begging him to help me, crying, okay? And all he wanted to do was give me more Wellbutrin. So by the 3rd time of going to see him and being fucking basically told that he wouldn't even try me on Strattera or any of those non-stimulant medications, I got pissed. And I started thinking, well, maybe I should just resort to my own, you know, ways of medicating. And that's when I started tossing this idea back and forth of microdosing a stimulant, right? Just talking about it now makes me realize how fucking stupid it sounds. Okay. But I was really desperate, and I felt like nobody was hearing me, and I was struggling with my mental health, and I was trying to get help. What I ended up doing was not microdosing methamphetamine or any other medication. And I ended up going to like get, what are they, over the counter, like diet pills. I tried taking those thinking maybe it could do the same effect, but it didn't. It just made me feel like really not good at all. And I ended up saying, you know what? I'm just going to recalibrate, get myself back together, get myself refocused, just focus on my content creating, focus on sharing my story. And all of a sudden, that was in November, I think, of last year, about the same time we were moving into this new apartment. And we moved here. I started feeling like my depression and the way I was feeling about my mental health was starting to turn a corner, and I was feeling more positive. And then 2 or 3 months ago, I decided to get off all my mental health meds, and I've been off of all of them for like 90 days now. And I felt better than I've ever felt. And so I just really, I needed to pause, let life kind of just happen, take care of my son, just put myself on autopilot. And that's what I did. I put myself on autopilot. I focused on staying sober, taking care of my son, being a good mom, being a good wife. And I made the executive decision to jump off my mental health meds around the end of the school year, which was around the 1st of June. And I've been rocking it ever since. And I'm fucking feeling great now. But do you see how like a decision that I could have made a decision quickly, and it could have been the biggest mistake of my life. But because of the accountability and the support that I have put into practical action in my life, I held myself accountable. I talked to Dr. B, my mentor, and I didn't make a bad decision, because I don't depend on yes men. Okay. I don't surround myself with just people who love me and think I'm so amazing and support me and tell me about how amazing I am all day long. I surround myself with people who hold me the fuck accountable. And because of that, that saved my fucking ass. And now look where I'm at today. But I have to make a whole video for y'all about that, because it was a really scary situation, because I was seriously contemplating it. I was seriously thinking I could just use drugs and use methamphetamine and not have any negative consequences, you know? So I can't believe I even fucking thought that shit, dude, honestly. Like, the more I talk about it with you guys, the more it sounds so absurd. But I mean, I thought it. I thought that I could do it. Okay, so what other questions y'all got for me? Because y'all are giving me some good questions. And just know that anything you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth. So bring it. Bring it, bitches. Okay, where the hell? I want to put this. I want to put my Patreon link for y'all. Why can't I do this? Dude. She's shaking her hand. Why can't I do this? Where are my mods at? I need them over here. Let's do it like this. So anyway.
Is that one of those worms?
It sure is. How'd it get over there?
I have no idea.
Jenna just coughed and then that showed up. How did that worm get there?
There's no way. That thing's huge.
Yeah, it's a mealworm. It must have got out of the.
Remember when we were gonna throw it away?
Yeah, you probably dropped one over there, Dad.
I had the lid on it.
My husband's over here dropping mealworms on the floor, y'all. Nate, will you bring me my little phone over there, please? I'm on live too. Go grab me the phone, please. My phone, please. Thank you. Let me see it.
They've only got like little front worm legs.
I can't see it.
What do you mean you can't see it?
Yep, that's it. That's one of them. He can't eat those. They're too big. Have you guys seen my jumping spider? I can't believe Laura stood me up. I'm kind of angry about this, y'all. Woosah. So anyway, I want to make a whole video about that microdosing situation, because, and I also, let me show y'all the account that I was following that kind of like made me start thinking that. They're not bad people. It's just that I was really, really thinking that I could do that and I would be okay. Okay. So the account on TikTok was called, God, I cannot remember. Shit. I can't remember. I wanted to tell y'all, but I can't remember. But anyways, I had them on my channel last year for an interview, and we talked all about it on my channel. I wish I could find that video. It got deleted because of bullshit, you know, because of people on the internet being stupid. But anyway, yeah, I love you guys. I guess I'm going to jump off here, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's what happened. That's how I tried to almost microdose methamphetamine. And let me just go ahead and clear this up really fast before anybody starts thinking some weird shit. I didn't even have access to meth, so I don't know how I was going to microdose it, but the thought did cross my mind. This was a year ago. So, my husband, remember that, Neil? Even my husband was like, she has lost her mind. She's off her rocker. I don't know what she's talking about. And then he said to me, why don't you call Dr. B? And so I did. God, that hair just sucking. Okay. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little live I just did. And I will see you guys on the flip side. And this Thursday, we have a guest speaker. What am I stepping on? Oh, I'm stepping on something wet. Hold on. I'm in my bathroom, thank God. This Thursday, we have a guest speaker coming on. We have a guest speaker coming on this Thursday. So let me go see the list, who's going to be coming on. Yeah, I know, right? Well, it wasn't so much that it was like addict thinking. What happened was I was being influenced by this account that I was following online. I'll have to post it for you guys on my community tab so y'all can see. Well, you know what? I better not do that because I don't want y'all to be influenced. But anyways, long story short, I was being influenced by these people who are talking about moderation and how addiction really isn't a thing. They were talking about how addiction has basically just been created by the treatment industry to keep people sick and dependent on the government. And I was falling into the conspiracy theory. Like when I sit here and I tell you guys about it, like I am laughing because I cannot believe that I fell for it, but I did for a while. So anyways, let me read to you guys how to put some pants on. Let me share with you guys who's coming on. So, okay. So August 5th, Boston is coming on. So that's this weekend, I think. August 5th is. So y'all are going to love Boston, okay? He wrote a book called The Meth Bible. All right. And so he's going to come on and share his story, and we'll have some fucking bomb ass crazy stories to talk with you guys about. But that's going to happen on August 5th. And thank you guys so much for being patient with me and understanding, sometimes things like this happen. But if you make a commitment to go on somebody's channel, don't stand them up, especially when they text you multiple times, because it's just not cool, man. It's just not cool. Okay. Okay. So I'll see you guys later. I love y'all so much. Have a great night. Mwah.